वो दिन कितने प्यारे थे, ये दिन भी कितने प्यारे हैं। तब बाबा साथ हमारे थे, तब बाबा साथ हमारे थे। बाबा अब भी साथ हमारे हैं।
दुनिया के हिसाब से आज का दिन वर्ष का संगम है। पुराना वर्ष जा रहा है और नया वर्ष आ रहा। ये है वर्ष का संगम दिन और आप बैठे हो बेहद के संगम युग पर। आप सभी 9 वर्ष के साथ साथ 9 युग की सभी को मुबारक देते। एक दिन की मुबारक नहीं, लेकिन 9 युग के अनेक जन्मों की मुबारक देते। इस संगम पर अच्छी तरह से अनुभव करते हो कि इस समय हम ब्राह्मण आत्माओं की नई जीवन है, नई जीवन में आ गए हो ना। नई जीवन है कि पुरानी संसारी नया है। ब्राह्मणों का संसार नया संसार। अमृत वेले से देखो तो नई रीत नई प्रीत है। पुरानी दुनिया की दिनचर्या और नए जीवन ब्राह्मण जीवन की दिनचर्या कितना अंतर है। अंतर है। मुझे मैं आपके सदा साथ हूँ।
Om Shanti. Transformation of old sanskars and old nature. Practice becoming incorporeal, and then coming into the corporeal. There now has to be disinterest in old habits, old sanskars, situations of the past, the old world, and old bodily relationships. Move away from all of those. Whilst performing every action, every now and then, practice becoming incorporeal and then coming into the corporeal, and you will become egoless and viceless. Now transform the old nature and old sanskars. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vikti Parivar. Today's day 27. Transformation of old sanskars and old nature. Today's topic: practice becoming incorporeal and then coming into the corporeal. So now we will listen to Mohini Didi and then we will have session with Brother Ken.
Om Shanti, everyone. Om Shanti. Baba had been giving us so many different methods for the transformation of sanskars and nature. So the point which Baba is giving us is move away, have distaste from your old sanskars, habits and the nature. It's really internally, when you have distaste, then you will not be using those sanskars. But if you have any kind of little bit desire or interest, then you will still be using the old sanskars and old habits. But also not only that, but what Baba wants us to have the stage of being incorporeal. And that also, while in the corporeal, that means doing actions, moving around, whatever we have to be since Amrit Vela whole day, that is being in Sakar, but in the incorporeal stage. I think it will be very, very interesting to practice this and keep the thought that I have to be incorporeal, that is in soul consciousness, and use the body, play my part. Because Baba said not only that will help, but also make you viceless and egoless. Because these are the new types of sanskars. Like today Baba said about new birth, new world. It's true, because when you think of when you became Brahmin, what happened at that time? Everything looked so different. We had no interest in anything lokic, anything physical, anything of iron-aged world. That's where everyone noticed how different we are. There was also some opposition because we were changing, right? So have this stage, but also incorporeal stage. And finally, what you achieve is so interesting. And that achievement is viceless and egoless. I think even this whole concept of a new birth, when child is born, uh, even it is immediately after the old age, but child doesn't remember anything from the last birth, which home, family I came from, what were my habits, nothing, nothing. And according to drama, the way it is meant to be, that I forgot the old and I just be in the new. So when Baba gives this example, actually, it's like a bud in the tree of flowers. Bud is new, right? And that bud keep opening, and start becoming flower. But you don't see any sign of the old flower in the bud. Do you ever see it? Anything which is new leaves of the tree. You don't see old into the new ones. Right? So nature, universal laws also helps us that when you are born, you just forget the old, right? And it's so interesting. We are Baba uses one word called Kudrat, that is nature, also meant to be in this way, that you forget the old and live in the new one. So same is we have to uh, keep reminding whenever, if the old emerges, that this is my new life. We are creating new world. It's my new family. Even the nature elements are new, are Sato Pradhan. So what Baba is creating is everything new. But at confluence age, especially at this time, at confluence age, because this is the age where we have both old and new, right? So that is why little effort is required. In golden age, we won't need that effort, right? In golden age, everything is new. But at confluence age, the transformation has to happen. Effort has to be made so that everything is new. Of course, I think that lot of us, many of us, had big transformation, and we just kind of felt away from many old things. Even now, we can feel that we are away from iron aged relationships, sanskars, habits. We do feel that, right? But once in a while, the old ones emerge, which I think shouldn't emerge, right? So it's so beautiful. I think that confluence is most auspicious, most interesting, right? We can see how old is leaving and new is coming. If we look at the iron aged world also, there is so much sorrow, there is so many vices. Mhm. So we have distaste. We have no interest in iron age, Kali Yuga, right? Is there anything which interests you of my lineage? No. There is sorrow, traces of vices, and whatever happened causes lot of sorrow, lot of sorrow. So now, if everything has to be new, it brings happiness. Old will bring sorrow, new brings happiness. So you could immediately know when old emerges, the sorrow could come back, right? So emerging new will bring happiness, Satopradhana stage, joyful stage. So it's very, very interesting practice for today. I feel so keen to start practicing incorporeal stage while being in the corporeal, and also emerge the stage of viceless and being egoless. Om Om Shanti. Om Shanti, everyone.
Transformation of old sanskars and old nature. Practice becoming incorporeal and then coming into the corporeal. There now has to be disinterest in old habits, old sanskars, situations of the past, the old world, and old bodily relationships. Move away from all of those, whilst performing every action, every now and then. Practice becoming incorporeal, and then coming into the corporeal, and you will become egoless and viceless. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti Vyakti Parivar. So tomorrow is Monday and we will follow our regular schedule, and soon we will be finishing with November and we will be starting with December, and we will be having new series and very interesting topic has come. So we'll let you know soon after 2 days. But now let's invite our dear brother Ken. Welcome to our Vyakti journey, living and serving with our Brahmin family. Welcome, dear angel brother Ken.
Om, Om Shanti, Omi Ben, Om Shanti Didi. Yes, Baba reminded us in that extract just now about the importance of the confluence age, and in today's Muli, Sunday morning Muli, how we should use everything in a worthwhile or meaningful way. And so what does it look like, this new life that we have, and the new perspective that we have, the new love that Baba's put into us? And naturally, as the love comes up, the disinterest grows, because I can compare. This is the great virtue of the confluence age. I can compare what is real with what is not real. I can compare what is true with what is not true, because before I didn't have that criteria very clearly. And so this exercise of leaving the incorporeal and coming into the corporeal as a means of transforming ourselves is very, very powerful if we get it right. And of course, Baba's there to help us to do this. So what happens in us when we're in that subtle state? I'm beyond here, but I'm also working through the body. What happens at a subtle level, therefore, when we are in a state of peace, stability, benevolence? Because the old way of relating to people and things was based on taking and wanting and not based on giving. We didn't know how to give. And so if there's still any sorrow, Didi said once in a while problems do come. Once in a while the old does come back, as she said. But I should have very clear both sides, what Baba gives me and what the world offers. And it's very easy to compare. I know one of the deep meanings of Vairagya is actually, I've got something so valuable, so incredible, that everything else has no taste. I have Baba, and so everything immediately starts to organize itself. So this arrangement in which we're wanting and desiring and trying to get something out of someone or something, trying to take, we should have distaste for such an arrangement because of the contrast Baba has shown us. We know very clearly the limitations of this sort of arrangement. So I want to conduct a sort of a meditation, actually, which helps us to put this challenge of leaving the incorporeal and coming into the corporeal and changing our perspective. Using Baba, and this is, of course, to use Baba, I have to go into my state of soul consciousness. I can't contact Baba if I'm sitting here in body consciousness, so I have to go beyond. And if I want to bring Baba into my life, I have to go and bring him. I have to invoke his presence. So this perspective that Baba has on people and things helps me to really transform the way I see things, the way I listen to things, the way I interact with people. So I want to conduct two contrasting experiences and a little bit different from me just talking. I want everyone to sit in a very nice royal state. Just sit very nicely on your seat and with your eyes sort of unfocused, still open but unfocused, just become aware of what's going on around you. Just become aware of the moment that you can hear sounds, maybe you can feel the temperature. You're aware of the physical world. You're aware of even the silence if you're sitting in a place where it's very silent. You're aware of your own breathing. So you know you have the body, you know you're in a physical circumstance, but at the same time, you can go beyond. And on one side, I'm through my open eyes, I can hear the world, I can see the world. Through my ears, I can hear the world. But internally, I'm in front of Baba. Baba is right in front of me. And I'm not just in the center of 360 degrees of things happening around me. I'm in the center of my life. My whole situation is around me. The people that make up my main relationships, the objects that I'm the trustee for, whatever, I'm also not just in the center of this space where I'm sitting, I'm in the center of my life. So just feel that. Meditation is much more about feeling than thinking. Feel beyond. Baba is in front of me. So imagine what that means. So I want you to choose two people in your network of relationships. The first one is someone with whom you get along very well. It's a very easy sort of relationship, very respectful relationship, very correct sort of relationship. So I want you to, while sitting with Baba's just sitting beside you, you bring that person onto the screen of your mind, the one that you get along with pretty well. Just bring that person there. And Baba's sitting with you. So Baba teaches us how, because he's permanently incorporeal and he comes into the corporeal world, he's also asked me for this homework. I have to be with him in, incorporeal beyond here, but also I have to come into the corporeal world from that level. It's a beautiful request in the homework for tomorrow. So I'm sitting with Baba. Actually, Baba's sitting beside me, and I'm with Baba as the father. He's my father. This is the main relationship that I'm focused on for this meditation. So Baba, my father, is with me, and I'm visualizing someone in the Brahmin family that I live with or I serve with whom I get along very well. It's an easy relationship, respectful relationship. So how does Baba feel about that one? And it's as if I'm sitting with Baba, I'm picking up his feeling, I'm absorbing his perspective. He's unlimited. He wants me to become loving and benevolent anyway. So I'm just sitting with Baba, picking up that, aligning with that feeling, aligning with that deep feeling. And I'm just sending that power. I'm visualizing the person in front of me and I'm just sending them through drishti. I imagine that I'm sitting in front of them physically, but actually I'm in a subtle state sending them that power. Baba is giving me the power to send to the soul. So how do I feel at this moment? How benevolent do I feel? Has Baba given me the experience of his benevolence towards that one? So I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing the personality. I'm just seeing the soul in front of me. And with Baba, he's helping me give that powerful drishti mentally to that person. So just stay for a few moments in this experience. Now, let's change the person. I want to bring onto the screen of my mind now someone with whom I would like to have a better relationship for any reason. Someone with whom I need to work, but there's something there, maybe some discomfort, some rivalry, something that the person has done or said that made me feel a little bit uncomfortable. As Didi says, from time to time, this sort of thing may come up. An old Sanskar may be there involved. So let me bring onto the screen of my mind someone with whom I need to have a better relationship. And it's the same. I'm sitting with Baba. Baba's my father. Baba's also the father of this one in front of me. Baba helps me to not see any defects. Baba helps me to see through all of the defects, all of the discomfort. And behind that face, let's say, I'm visualizing the face of the person, but I'm seeing behind the face, I'm seeing that shining diamond that Baba sees. I can perceive the incorporeal soul there. And in Baba's remembrance, I'm picking up that power from Baba And I'm giving drishti to that other soul completely unconditionally. I don't even notice anything. I'm just giving so much. Baba's helping me to give the best of me to that one through this drishti exercise that I'm visualizing. And again, Baba teaches me how to be benevolent. So coming from this subtle, more bodiless state, a more incorporeal state, I'm coming into the physical world with Baba's help. And that soul is in front of me. I'm just giving them so much of that power that Baba has given me. He's the source, but I've become a lighthouse to shine on that particular individual. And so let me check my feelings. Let me check my feelings out. How do I feel? Am I detached and loving as I was in the first experience? Should be the same. Baba helps me to have equanimity, which means to be equal, no matter who is in front of me. The one that I get along with and the one that I don't get along with so well, I have the same loving detachment, same loving attitude, the same benevolent attitude. And so Baba teaches me something very important, that he doesn't have any preferences. Every soul is his loving child, especially in the Brahmin family. And so keep that feeling that I can be the same with whoever comes in front of me, not just the ones who are my friends, let's say, but also the ones who are not my friends. I should be the same, loving and detached. So let's have some more meditation now with some music and finish off. Stay in this deep experience with Baba. Om Shanti, everyone. Lovely to be with you all. Om Shanti.
Transformation of old nature and old sanskars. Practice becoming incorporeal and then coming into the corporeal. There now has to be disinterest in old habits, old sanskars, situations of the past, the old world, and old bodily relationships. Move away from all of those. Whilst performing every action, every now and then, practice becoming incorporeal and then coming into the corporeal, and you will become egoless and viceless.
पुरानी नेचर व संस्कारों का परिवर्तन निराकार हो, साकार में आने का अभ्यास। अब पुरानी आदतों से, पुराने संस्कारों से पुरानी बातों से, पुरानी दुनिया से, पुरानी देह के संबंधियों से वैराग्य चाहिए। इन्हें पीठ कर दो। हर कर्म करते हुए बीच बीच में निराकार हो साकार में आने का अभ्यास करते रहो, तो निरहंकारी और निर्विकारी बन जाएंगे। ओम शांति।